Yankees by the numbers. It's in the title, so let's talk Yankees. Today we're going to be looking at offense. Now, with a lot of rookies getting a lot of playing time, we're going to be looking at 13 guys who have been in the lineup this year. Let's start with Gardner. Now, he's been batting .263. He has a .351 on-base percentage, and that's a big stat right there. That means he's drawing a lot of walks. Now, that's very important because with a .351 on-base percentage, it doesn't matter if you're batting .263 because you're getting on base a good amount of times. He's had 400 at-bats this season. He's hit 7 home runs, 29 ribbies, 13 stolen bases, and he's got an OPS of .728. Then you have Ellsbury. He's batting .263 as well. He's got a .326 on-base percentage, 410 at-bats this year. He's got 4 home runs, 38 ribbies, 17 stolen bases, and a .678 OPS. He's been doing all right too. Again, not the best, and that's why it's been rough. We haven't had a lot of very hot hitters. It's just kind of been decent for all of them, and it's hard. We're trying to find new guys to get more hits, and with the baby bombers, it's pretty exciting now that we've got some rookies getting a lot more playing time and doing pretty well. Then we have Gregorius. He's batting .284, and he's been good. You know, he's been one of our best hitters. He's got a .313 on-base percentage. He's come up to bat 412 times, 16 home runs with 117 hits. He's got 54 ribbies, 5 stolen bases, scored 51 times, and he's got a .776 OPS. Now you got Castro. And as of late, Castro's been very hot. He's got a .260 average, the lowest we've seen so far, .296 on base percentage, 447 at-bats, 116 hits, 15 home runs. He's got 54 ribbies, the same as Gregorius, and he's got a .708 OPS. That's all right again, really not the best we've seen. But as of late, he's been hot. In his last 7 games, he's batted .286. He has 3 home runs, 28 at-bats, and 8 hits. In his last 15 games, he's batted .296. So, as I said, he's been hot, and that's been very exciting. He's been swinging the bat well. He's got good opposite field power lately, going to all sides of the diamond, all sides of the field, and it's just been exciting to see him play lately. Then you got Teixeira, and Teixeira has not been having a good year, and it's rough to see the bat not coming off his shoulder well, just not swinging the bat well, and I've said a lot about this, but the thing is, it's his last year, so I'm not going to talk too much about his numbers right now, but I wish him the best of luck and to have just a great year and the rest of the way before he has to retire. But, yeah, he's just been batting .196, and that's about all I'm going to say. Then we have Headley, and he's played mostly, he's been the third baseman, but, of course, Therese has subbed out for him a couple of times to give him rest days. But Headley's batted .256. He's got a good on-base percentage, .333, but the average is not that good. And I really thought the Yankees were going to get a new third baseman, maybe. Of course, not this year. I thought this the year before, and I was hoping for it too, because Headley hasn't been that great for us. Personally, he's been good on defense, but really hasn't been amazing on offense. But then they signed him to a multi-year contract, and so that did not expect that. He's come up to bat .363 times. He's got 40 ribbies, 11 home runs. He scored 48 times, and he has a .727 OPS. Then you got Therese, who I was just talking about. He's got a .218 average, so he hasn't been doing well, but he's only come up to bat 78 times. I'm not going to talk about him too much because he hasn't had that many opportunities, and he's really just been giving Headley a day off. As I said, I think on-base percentage is the most important average in the game because it shows more than average. It shows how many times you get on base. It doesn't matter if it's a hit or a walk. And that's what's important. You don't need to get a hit. If you get a walk 6 times out of 10, that's great. Even if you're batting 100, that's incredible. I'd take that over someone who's batting 300 and has a 300 on base percentage, because he's getting on 3 times out of 10, and our guy's getting on 6 times out of 10. So that's why I include that stat. Now we get into Hicks. Aaron Hicks has been on and off, and when you look at his total numbers this year, they haven't been good. 199 average, 256 on base percentage. He's come up 261 times. He's only had 52 hits, 6 home runs, 25 ribbies. He scored 24 times, and he has a 5.74 OPS. Now, that's frustrating to see. He's gotten playing time because he's subbed for outfielders, especially now that Beltran is gone. But he's been hot as of late. In his last 7 games, he's batted .280, hit 2 home runs, 25 at-bats, and 7 hits. So, he's been pretty hot. My thoughts, put him in the lineup. Here's the fun part. Now we get to go to the Baby Bombers. Judge, Austin, Sanchez. Oh, and by the way, on their debut, Judge and Austin made history by going 2 first at-bats, 2 back-to-back home runs, and it is exciting to watch these guys. These are the rookies we've been talking about. They're coming up now, and this is the Yankees' future. Their debut was one of my favorite debuts I've ever seen. Judge has been great. He's only come up 18 times, but out of those 18 times, he has 7 hits. He's batting .389 with a .450 on-base percentage. Keep in mind, it's a pretty big separation. Now, usually, if you look at someone's 18 at-bats, they're going to have the same average, same on-base percentage, because they're usually not going to draw that many walks in 18 at-bats, right? Not this guy. 18 at-bats, he's already separated his average from his on-base percentage. I've seen this guy at-bat. He's got a good eye. He doesn't chase things out of the zone. And when he swings, he hits it hard. I mean, he's this big guy, and you can see in the numbers, he's already got 2 home runs. Not a lot have done this. They've hit a home run in each of their first 2 games. He has 4 ribbies already. He scored 3 times, and he's got a 1,228 OPS. Now, of course, it's only come up a few times, so I'd like to see how he pans out. But what we've seen of him has been exciting. And then we've got Sanchez. Oh, Sanchez. He's come up 50 times, 18 hits, and he's got a .360 average, .396 on-base percentage. He has already 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, 10 runs scored, and he's got a 1.116 OPS. So, and after his last couple of games, where he's had 3 home runs in 2 games, Girardi said he's going to get a lot of time behind the plate. So it's going to be exciting. He's been doing great behind the plate. He blocks balls well. He's hitting well. And we've said now, we've hinted at it, we're going to let this guy do what he can do. We're going to watch him and see how this pans out, because it's panning out awfully well so far. Then you got Tyler Austin. He's the other baby bomber. He's been batting .250. After that first great debut, he hasn't been as great, but .250 average, .250 on base percentage. That's what I'm saying. 12 at bats. He hasn't separated that because he hasn't walked. That's what separates him and Judge. Only 12 at bats though, 3 hits. He's already got his home run, an RBI, a stolen base, and a run. 750 OPS. And he was fun to watch as well. Then you got what's been the DH lately, Brian McCann. He's only batting .231, but let's look at that on-base percentage. .332. 320 at-bats, 74 hits, 15 home runs, 45 ribbies, 45 runs scored, 736 OPS. So, with all of that in mind, all of those stats I just gave to you, I'm going to comment on the Baby Bombers, of course. Who would not? It's very exciting. We got a lot of young guys, and a lot of them are already coming in. And Judge, I mean, you couldn't make much more of a grand entrance than that. Hits one of the biggest home runs I've probably seen by a Yankee in the new Yankee Stadium. Then Sanchez, he couldn't have gotten a better start. He's hitting like crazy, and just recently he started hitting even crazier. So it's very exciting. Although this year hasn't been that good, we're still technically in a reach. We're 4 games out of the wild card. It's going to be a tough ride to get there, though. From a number standpoint, it hasn't been that good of a year. But with all of these guys coming up, I want to say one thing. Even though we haven't had a good year, by the numbers, in my mind, it's a good time to be a Yankee. It's a good time to be a Yankee. It's been another great Yankees by the numbers. Cohn, signing off.